Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Literary Digest, Great Minds. Today, we're going to dive into a book that not only challenges us to think about race, justice, and identity, but also offers profound life lessons on resilience, growth, and mindfulness. Angie Thomas's The Hate You Give has touched the hearts of millions, not just for its exploration of systemic injustice, but also for the powerful personal journey of Star Carter, the protagonist. As we walk through Star's journey, let's pause to reflect on the deeper lessons we can take from her story. Lessons that have the power to reshape our priorities and guide us toward a more mindful, intentional life. So, grab a cup of tea, sit back, and let's explore some timeless wisdom that this book has to offer. Star Carter's life is split between two worlds. On one side, there's the chaotic, often dangerous environment of Garden Heights, the neighborhood where she grew up. On the other, there's the private school she attends, where she's one of the few black students in an overwhelmingly white space. It's in these two worlds where Star's internal struggle unfolds, a battle between who she is at home and who she feels she has to be to fit in at school. And it's in this tension that we find one of the most important lessons of The Hate You Give, the importance of knowing who you are. At first, Star feels she has to hide parts of herself to blend in, to avoid drawing attention to her background, to be accepted in spaces that don't fully understand her. But as the story progresses, and especially after the tragic death of her friend Khalil, Star begins to realize that embracing her full self, both the complexity and richness of her identity, is where her true strength lies. This, my friends, is a lesson many of us can relate to. We've all experienced moments when we felt like we had to mask parts of ourselves, to change or shrink, to fit into societal molds or meet the expectations of others. The Hate You Give invites us to reflect on that. It encourages us to think about what it means to live authentically and to embrace all aspects of who we are, the good, the bad, and everything in between. When we take the time to truly know ourselves, to sit with our thoughts and feelings, we gain clarity. We begin to see that our worth is not defined by how others see us, but by how we see ourselves. This practice of self-reflection, of taking quiet moments to simply be, is crucial for personal growth. There's a beautiful scene in the book when Star stands up in front of a crowd, speaking out about Khalil's death and the injustice that followed. She's no longer the quiet girl trying to fit in. She's unapologetically Star, powerful, courageous, and unafraid to speak the truth. This is a turning point, not just in the story, but in her growth as a person. It's a reminder that sometimes we need to find our voice, even when it's scary or uncomfortable. And that brings us to another lesson: the power of speaking your truth. In a world where silence often feels safer, where going along to get along is the easier path, it takes immense courage to speak out, to voice your beliefs, your experiences, and your emotions. But as Star shows us, speaking your truth is not just about advocating for what's right in the world around us. It's also about advocating for yourself. It's about owning your space, claiming your narrative, and trusting that your voice matters. Star's journey is one of growing confidence, but it's also one of tremendous loss and grief. Khalil's death forces her to confront the painful reality of systemic racism and the harsh inequalities that exist in society. Yet, through this pain, she finds a deeper understanding of herself and the world. Grief, though deeply painful, can be a path to clarity. We all face loss in some form, whether it's the loss of a loved one, a relationship, or a dream. But within that grief, there's an opportunity for growth. Pain forces us to slow down, to reflect, and to ask ourselves difficult questions. What do we truly value? What are we willing to fight for? How can we use this experience to become better versions of ourselves? I'm grateful to have shared a few of these lessons with you today. If they've given you something to reflect on, I invite you to join me here on Literary Digest, where we explore stories that shape who we are and who we want to become.